Hey y'all, welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Zach, and if you're new around here, we do a lot of different homesteading stuff, all kinds of different areas, but today is specifically about freeze drying. We're doing another freeze drying video that we're really excited about. So we have been in love with our freeze dryer. We've used it for a lot of our garden produce that we raise, but now we're trying to venture out into some of the more interesting things that people freeze dry out there in the world. And today we are freeze drying peanut butter M&ms. So we had gotten this bag this past Christmas to do some like holiday candy and stuff like that. Well, we never even opened this. It's open now because I just opened it for this video. And it's just been sitting in there and it's been staring at me in the pantry, and we're not big chocolate people around here. We just don't eat much of it. So I know one of the more popular things to freeze dry is candies. And we actually even have some freeze dried Skittles, which are really cool and they're really awesome. I really like them. So I was like, I want to try to freeze dry these M&Ms. So that's what we're gonna do today, and I can't wait to see what it turns out and what it tastes like. Okay, that bag definitely didn't take up all the trays, as you can tell, but I went ahead and used all 4 trays just to give them plenty of space. One thing that you don't want to do with your freeze dryer is overcrowd the trays, because then you might have some that aren't as freeze dried as the machine thinks it is. So I just used all 4 to make sure they all had plenty of space, and now we're just waiting for the 15 minutes to come up for the cooling. Okay, the 15 minutes is up, so let's get our food, or M&Ms, in our freeze dryer. Okay, the M&Ms are in, and as always, make your guesses down below on how long you think these M&Ms are gonna take to freeze dry. There's really like no moisture, right? Unlike the tomatoes that took like 40 something hours. So my guess is they're gonna be 16 hours. What's your guess? Put it down below. These M&Ms are moving quick. Okay, so the freeze dryer had said that the M&Ms were done, and usually the freeze dryer is very good at being able to tell when it thinks everything's done, but you still want to check them because if, like I said, if they're too crowded or maybe one was touching too much, you might need to do a little extra dry time, which it automatically does. So we took them out, we thought they were done, they went really quick, that was like 12 hours, but then when we tasted them, it was more of just, it wasn't freeze dried, it was more of just like a melted chocolate. So did a little research, and y'all know us, we don't do a whole lot of research before we do about anything. We just do it and learn from our mistakes or successes. It says that it really probably won't change much form because it is low moisture, high oil content when it comes to chocolate and stuff with peanut butter, but I'm not done yet. We're gonna keep trying this out. So I set it up for a whole bunch of dry time because it is late. It's like 10 o'clock right now at night. So I'm gonna set it up to where it'll be freeze drying all the way until when we wake up in the morning, and then probably after chores, and then we'll check how it is then. If it hasn't changed, we'll call it, we'll pull it and see it is. But I'm hopeful with like just really bombarding it with dry time that maybe we'll get more of that, I don't know, Skittle freeze dried texture. But we'll see. Stay tuned. We'll see y'all in the morning. All right, good morning. It has been quite the adventure throughout this video. You're about to see this. Anyways, it's been quite the adventure. Friday's gonna be an interesting video for y'all, so make sure to stay tuned for that and stay to the very end of this video to see a sneak peek of that too. Quite the surprise that came our way. But it is the next morning. It's time to call it on these M&Ms, whether they were a great success, medium success, or something that we probably won't do again. So let's find out. All right, so let's recap a little bit. So I decided to do these M&Ms, and they actually ended only at like, I think, what was it, like 8 hours? Something like that. That's when the freeze dryer thought that they were completed. Well, we took them out, still just kind of like melty chocolate. It wasn't having that. We were kind of thinking of the, are they called Whoppers? I was thinking about the Whoppers that you would get at the movie theater back in the day and like had that really crunchy inside. That's what I was kind of looking for because that's kind of how the Skittles turned out. It didn't work out, I don't think. I mean, they're still going to be preserved, and I would like to see their form after they cool down. But I still don't think it's going to be. So let's try one. Let's see if there's any difference at all from just a normal peanut butter M&M. I'd say there's a little more crunch. It tried. I think the peanut freeze dried.
Yeah.
Because they're peanut butter M&Ms. So then the peanut inside the mixed with the chocolate, it actually freeze dried. It feels more like a Whopper style.
Yeah.
But the chocolate didn't. The chocolate
really
just,
good,
they are really good. The chocolate's still just a little bit melty. But I do think we should just let them sit here and cool off and then see how it kind of turns out and we'll go from there. But so here's the thing, right? I could have did a quick Google and they would have told me M&M's probably wouldn't have worked out because of the high oil content. But here, as a content creators, I don't trust much. Like, I don't Google much because I'm like, well, people like us just wrote that. You know what I mean? So anybody could have just wrote that. It's a blog post kind of thing. So we always like to try it, you know, just for the heck of it. Let's see if it works out. Let's see if we can prove people wrong. We've also, for an example, been told we can never transplant beets, like never do it. That's the only way we do beets, and it works out as a great success. So if there's any lesson learned here, don't always trust when Google tells you can't do it. This time they were right, but not all the time.
Yeah, and it's a fun experiment with the kids, you know, kind of a scientific method thing. Will it work? Will it not work? Why? Why not? And it was cool. It was a learning experience, and now we get to eat M&Ms.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think anybody's upset about that.
Right, nobody's upset there. So to give the scientific piece on why this didn't fully go out the way we thought it was is because it has very, very low moisture, but very high oil content, and that's in the chocolate specifically. So that's why it didn't work out perfectly. And I mean, technically, I guess you could say that M&Ms are pretty much preserved shelf life anyways, but we have this thought of selling candies in our store, freeze-dried candies. So like the Skittles, because they work out great, we're just testing a bunch of different stuff to give a unique style to candies instead of just the generic way that you're used to. And if it looks like we're glowing a lot in this video, it's because we just got done wrestling goats after getting done milking. So we still got a little sweat going on here, so it's a little shiny. That is also going to be coming up because we have to like completely rearrange this setup. And like I said, stay tuned to basically after this clip for the biggest shock that I think Jen and I have ever experienced on a farm.
Yeah, yeah. And the coolest thing also.
Yeah, very cool.
I think you guys are going to be shocked as well.
Yeah, so the milking situation and that surprise will be coming out on Friday's video. If you're watching this in the past, you should probably catch the very next video that's shot so you can see, but it is exciting.
Yes.
All right, y'all, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button.
We love you.
Until the next one. Bye. Don't turn off yet. Oh my God. Well, isn't that a surprise?